might have another opportunity against the same guy here. Broken bat, one hopper. Right goes to first. Here comes the run to tie the game! Hosmer broke on the throw in the air and throw to the plate has tied it at 2. The Royals have come back again! What a decision! What a moment! And the biggest crowd in Citi Field history is in stunned silence for a second consecutive night. Here's Alex Gordon as the go-ahead run.
Well, there's two things going on here. The ball's hit soft in between. David Wright is back to the runner. He looks and throws. Duda has plenty of time to make a good throw and throws it wild. This is a decision and a play that Hosmer's thinking about. As soon as he releases it, I'm going. And he takes off and they take their chance. They make things happen, and the Mets weren't able to execute the play. You preach it. You talk about it in spring training. You know as a first baseman, that's what you have to anticipate. And Duda threw it wild.
Oh, my goodness. A ball and a strike to count to Alex Gordon, who's 0 for 2 with a walk tonight. 2 balls and a strike.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
David Wright did all that he could, unloaded quickly, and then just see how he pulls the throw. First basemen rarely have this play, but they practice it, and he just yanked the throw home.
And it's 3 balls and a strike to Gordon now.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
The pitcher spot's due up next, and Ned Yost is going to have a chance to use Kendrys Morales if Gordon gets on base here. Darius Familia, by the way, started this World Series having converted on 21 straight save opportunities. He's become the first pitcher in World Series history to blow 3. Gordon lifts a high fly ball foul.
And fairness to him, he was brought in 2 really unsavable, or the percentage of saves are not going to be in his favor.
No doubt. And after Matt Harvey's heroics tonight, he will not only not get a decision, but there's a chance that his team's season still may end tonight. Full count to Gordon, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Alex Gordon has had some terrific plate appearances in this series, none better than his 1-out 9th inning plate appearance in Game 1 when he homered against Familia to send the game to extra innings. He's walked 5 times in this World Series and is trying to keep the 9th inning alive here. The next 3-2. And Gordon puts it in play, tapped toward the pitcher. Familia tags him out to retire the side. 2 in the 9th. And this game's going to a place that Matt Harvey, for one, didn't think it would need to go about 20 minutes ago.
Football. It's more than just a game. It's part of who we are.
Here on BT Sports, we're right in the heart of it, which is why we've got so much of it. What a night! Just look what it means to people.
And remember,
The only place where it's exclusively live Champions League and Europa League action is with BT Sports. It just gets better and better.
BT Sports, the heart of sport.
Real people, real hair loss, real stories.
When I first had a full head of hair, it was unbelievable.
You gotta understand, I'm 5'7". I literally felt 6'7".
I look in the mirror, I feel confidence. I feel like I look good. I feel better on the inside. The confidence that I lost when realising that I was losing.
Well, here we are. Bottom of the ninth. 2-2. Nets Royals. I don't know. The whole game was looking good and they came back. I don't know. I don't know. Here we go again.
Well, and one of the most unbelievable postseason for one team. Watch this play again. Hosmer knows there's no way they can go back to third, so he takes off. But the throw offline. I think the throw gets him if it's online. Here's the throw. You see the space and distance. He's not in the picture. If the throw is given to Garneau in the right fashion, he can apply the tag, and this game would be over. But Hosmer did the one thing that you can do. With David Wright being so far off, see plenty of time to catch, tag. With David Wright being so far off, watch this. No way can he come back to third. So he's just hanging, and now he takes off. And the throw to home, a head-first slide would have been awfully difficult. If the throw takes him into Hosmer, Garneau could have put the knee down and tagged him out. Wow, is all I got to say.
Juan Lagares making his first plate appearance. He came on for Yoenis Cespedes after Cespedes fouled the ball off his left knee in the bottom of the sixth inning. And he takes a strike from Royals right-hander Kelvin Herrera, who's out there for his third inning of work. Broken bat Flair, gobbled up by Escobar, who read it well off the bat, and there's one away.
It's just amazing as we are here in the bottom of the ninth in this situation we never thought we might be. This ball hit. Escobar covers so much ground. The Royals' averages do not represent their clutchness. And if anybody out there who's got a computer and thinks that clutch does not exist, they are sadly mistaken. Because the Kansas City Royals, time in and time again, have proven that that is a repeatable act.
Come on, Duda. It's working.
There's Duda now.
Just run him.
2 walks and a sac fly, and he is hoping beyond hope that he won't be remembered for the errant throw to the plate last half inning. If the Mets come back and win this game, that play is but a footnote. Travis d'Arnaud next. Strike to put Duda behind 1 and 2. At 2 1/3 and counting, this is Kelvin Escobar's longest outing of the season. Kelvin Herrera's longest of the season.
He's been incredible. I mean, the day off tomorrow is going to reset everybody if there is a Game 6. But right now, the Royals on bonus time, not concerned with Game 6, trying to extend this game. And they're armed and ready in their pen. That's why Volquez giving them all those innings really helped.
Into left center, ball well hit, but playable for the 4-time Gold Glover Alex Gordon.
Yowza.
So now Travis d'Arnaud, who is hitless tonight. Kelvin Herrera trying to get this to extra innings. And he is an out away from matching his career long. Ironically, it came against the Mets. Chokes me up just thinking about it. Back in 2013. 1-1 to d'Arnaud. There's nobody up in the Mets bullpen. Luke Hochevar is up for Kansas City. d'Arnaud lifts a fly ball out to shallow left, harmless enough, and this game's going to extra innings tonight. To the top of the 10th, the Royals and Mets all tied at 2.
It's 11:15 down here in Toronto. You haven't noticed? I'm a little mad. What are you fiddling with? I have a stapler. We've also got some yellow mustard. I don't know why. Bottle of water. Bible. Picture of my cousin. I don't know. I'm very tense. Nervous. I guess we'll see where this takes us in extra innings. All I want is for a Mets win just to keep this alive. I don't like Kansas. To be my team. It's they're a hard team. It's a hard game. I don't even know. I don't know what to say. I don't. Well, here we go.
Well, there's a lot of context to lay out for you in what we've been watching tonight. By the way, Ned Yost has just not changed his countenance throughout. Trailing 2-0 down to his last 3 outs, tie score. He has remained stoic all night long, all series long for that matter. And as you just saw there, if the Royals come back and win tonight, first and foremost, they'd be World Series champs. But they would tie a World Series record, a postseason record that is, for comeback wins. It has been some kind of run. Kendrys Morales will pinch hit to lead off the top of the 10th. We are into extra innings again. Series Familia continues. Morales, the switch hitter, in from the left side where he generates most of his power. 18 of his 22 home runs from the left side of the plate during the regular season. So it's Morales, Orlando, and then top of the order, Alcides Escobar.
Really is amazing to think about Familia coming in and getting weak contact twice and 2 times the Mets were not able to bail them out and make the play. Obviously, one with Daniel Murphy, the game would have been tied, but certainly they wouldn't have erupted and scored the other runs. In this case, weak contact to David Wright. He executes the throw to first, but they can't make the play to finish the deal.
And a swing and a miss. 1 gone to start the 10th.
Said in the onset, in the beginning, the Mets are now in a position where they have to play a perfect game. They almost did. Almost. Against the Royals doesn't work. 8 innings of perfect baseball. And unfortunately in the 9th, we're still playing.
There's Paulo Orlando now. He flied to right in his first at-bat tonight. This is the first World Series with multiple extra innings games since 2001. That epic Yankees-Diamondbacks struggle. You got to go back another decade to find the last World Series with more than 2 extra innings games. The 1991 Fall Classic. Shattered bat pop-up out of reach for Lucas Duda.
Well, the other problem that the Mets are going to have is because they don't have room for error and this game goes longer, you may see Jacob deGrom have to pitch. They don't want to have that scenario, but they're out of options because they don't have another game to lose, whereas the Royals certainly can play it straight, utilize whoever they want, keep their closer available if and when they take the lead.
So 0-2 to follow Orlando. Yeah, Terry Collins told us before the game that, a worst possible case scenario is that they lose. The next worst possible case scenario is that they're going deep into extra innings and he has to make that difficult choice. Does he use his Game 6 starters?
Well, as we talked about, I said I hate to be Terry Collins when his star pitcher, who all the discussion about how many innings he would pitch, basically told him he's going out to the mound, putting him in the situation where what do? Do you just get him unhappy with you and bring in your closer? Obviously, all that's going to be talked upon about if the Mets are not able to win this baseball game.
A ball and 2 strikes to Orlando. In at his hands, broke his back. And I think Paulo Orlando might have left a couple of knuckles at home plate on that one. Wow.
So here's what took place once the game. Have a conversation right there. deGrom talking to Harvey. And then deGrom not going to get something to eat, going to get his spikes on, I'm sure, to get ready in the bullpen, and that's where he sits. And, of course, his heart rate and everything about what he's thinking changes because he's getting ready for Game 6, or what he thought would be a Game 6 heading into the 9th inning.
Alcides Escobar went 0 for his first 4. And when he popped out in the 8th, we said at the time that unless we get extra innings tonight, his 14-game postseason hitting streak is over. Lo and behold, a bonus opportunity here in the 10th.
The same thing you said about the home run streak for Daniel Murphy, and it went 14. He had a bunch of chances for that.
Right.
Maybe it's you. Huh?
I wouldn't look past that. A good breaking ball, swung on and missed. Ben Zobrist with that next with 2 away. In the bottom of the 10th inning for the Mets, they'll have the bottom of the order. Conforto, Flores, and then the pitcher spot. 1-2.
Well, for the Mets, they're obviously extending their closer to the max, 2 innings here. They cannot afford for this game to go much longer, in my opinion. They got to find a way to win it in each half inning that they have there at bat.
Swing and a miss. The Mets with another opportunity. To the bottom of the 10th. Still tied at 2.
Okay. I don't know. It's going okay. We just gotta get a home run. That's us right now. I'm gonna go take a really quick pee break. I'll be back.
Bruising all of those to play. What a great start. Excuse me. I'm going too slow.
To do great things, you've got to break the rules. Surface Pro 4. A new screen for new perspectives. A new pen for new masterpieces. New speakers for a new sound. We reinvented the Surface Pro so you can reinvent everything else.
Amazing Xbox One offer now available at Smith Toy Superstores. Xbox One 500GB FIFA 16 pack plus free Halo 5 Guardians for an amazing £289.99. Available now in store and online at Smith Toy Superstores.
World is bright in the sun. Now that you're here, she's an overwhelming light surrounding us.
So, like, at this point, like, I don't know what's happening. I'm gonna get my phone, see what my phone's been face down the whole time, so I don't have to see the scores coming in because I'm watching a stream 30 seconds ahead.
Well, if the Royals are going to have an additional opportunity to
this.
score, Luke Hochevar is going to have to hang a 0 here in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Made his 8th appearance of the postseason last night, pitched a perfect 6th. Now worked 8 2/3 scoreless innings in his first ever postseason trip. He's been terrific, and Ned Yost is going to lean on him again tonight.
He really has been terrific. And kind of an unsung guy that when you think about the depth of this bullpen, he could fill anybody's role. And he's proven his postseason with no earned runs.
The Mets will have Michael Conforto to lead things off. Conforto followed by Flores and the pitcher's spot.
If the Royals go on to win this game, they will have set a record, postseason record for most wins out of their relievers. They tied this year and last year's records, and the Marlins with 7 wins. And the Giants.
I can deal with that.
John Neese has pitched throughout this fall classic. He's up again, and we're assuming he would be next in line if this game requires an 11th inning. 1-1 to Conforto. To reset, Matt Harvey was absolutely dominant tonight. He went 8 innings, struck out 9. Talked his way into going out there for the 9th. He gave up a leadoff walk, and then after a stolen base and RBI double, he was then removed with the tying run at second. It was on Jerry's Familia's watch that Eric Hosmer broke from third on a ground ball to third base, and on the errant throw by Lucas Duda tied the ball game. 2-2. Last couple of years for Luke Hochevar, a former #1 overall pick, have been spent in the bullpen after beginning his career as a starter. Still 2-2 to Conforto. I told this story a couple of nights ago. Missed a whole season recovering from Tommy John surgery last year and did not have a chance to participate in the Royals' terrific postseason run of 2014. He's a very big part of their story this year.
Well, this still will be one of the most memorable games. Can't remember a game-tying play as strange and as unique as what the Royals were able to pull off.
He will be ready if needed. Two balls and two strikes to Michael Conforto. Full count.
You're evil! You're evil! You're
Perez tried to
evil!
steal a strike.
I'm recording!
Little slide of the hand move, but
I didn't hear you! You're evil! This is the hardest game I've ever watched a baseball in my life. And you have to come behind me and speak. Stay away from me.
The payoff pitch. Conforto swings and lifts it fly ball to right.
Come on! No! Not you!
Orlando's got it, and there's one away.
Yep, because it went overtime.
Dave Kingman fly ball. That took forever to come down.
Shh! Stay out! Get out! I don't care. Yeah, just get out, please. Please.
Jacob deGrom has moved from the dugout to the bullpen. Doesn't mean anything yet. There's Wilmer Flores now. He's hitless
Please stay
tonight.
off the internet. Please. Please.
Had a base hit yesterday,
Just
which
stay
ended
off the
in 0
internet,
for 10
please.
in the World Series.
What if you slow down the stream?
They'll roll over a ground ball
Run,
for
run, run,
Escobar.
run!
And there are two away.
No.
So of the
Stop
bench
talking.
options available for Terry Collins to bat at Familia's spot, he has selected the left-handed batter, the veteran
Stop.
Kelly Johnson.
Kelly Johnson coming over in a trade. First World Series at bat for the Mets, hit by
Stop.
pitch.
Stop. Don't play with me.
You can send this crowd into a frenzy
Don't play with me.
or extend the inning.
It's
Home
been
run,
playing since,
get on base,
8.
something.
Shh.
There has not been a World
Please.
Series pinch hit home run, walk-off style, since Kirk Gibson beat Dennis Eckersley back in
Yes, it's
1988.
live. This is live. It's behind by 30 seconds because it's a live stream on your buck.
1-1 to Kelly Johnson.
Because you're
If
30
this game
seconds
goes
ahead.
to 11 innings,
You,
the Royals have
like,
Zobrist,
about
Kane,
waiting
and
here.
Hosmer.
Empty ball. Stop talking. Stop talking. Stop talking.
And Johnson pops it up. Hosmer with plenty of room, plenty of time, and this will go to an 11th inning
foolishness.
tonight. Nothing in the Mets 10th.
Foolishness.
The 2, 3, 4
This is-
batters for the American League champs when we come back.
The UEFA Champions League has arrived on BT Sports. And with BTCV's connected red button service, take control of your match night this season. The best competition in the world is even better with BT Sports. Matchday Live this Saturday sees Fletch and Slab kick things off at Dean Court, followed by a bottom table battle with Bournemouth against Newcastle. Will the Saints...
So, we're going into the top of the 11th. Still 2-2. Still scared. I don't know. I just want people to see my soul breaking. That's it. If we lose, my soul's gonna break. No, I don't know how to post it on, but I think I might just keep this. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. Just let me have a moment. Just. I know you can. Stop talking. Please. I don't care. Just stop talking. Please. That's all you ask for. Just please.
But yes, not even 30 minutes, 20 seconds.
Yeah, 30 seconds ahead. That can mean anything in baseball. Anything. That could be the difference between what's the name? A triple play and a home run. That can be the difference between an in the park home run and someone hitting the knee. I'm dead serious. 30 seconds is enough. Things move fast in baseball. Or at least, not necessarily fast, but...
So imagine...
Don't talk.
Don't
Don't say it.
Game 4, what could have been a situation here where a ground ball was not hit very firmly, but instead of getting one out, they got nothing. The Royals go on to win the
Go to
game.
bed.
In a much more dire situation in Game 5. The Royals, runner on third, one out, infield in. David Wright gets the ball, checks the back, throws, and then Hosmer takes off, and Duda cannot make the throw to home. Will not be ruled an error, but two plays that easily could have been made were not. And the Mets still fighting for their lives here in extra innings. So New York to the bullpen for the second time.
I can't
Harvey
accept
went
failure.
8,
I can't.
Familia 2, and now it's Jonathan Neese making
hard.
his fourth appearance of this World Series.
Hard.
His fifth of the postseason.
This is hard to watch.
They'll get Ben
Hard
Zobrist,
on me.
Lorenzo Cain, and Eric Hosmer.
Millions of Mets fans in New
Tough
York.
stretch
and
right here for
But
Jonathan Neese. Yeah, he's got to run the gauntlet.
it's just
Zobrist does him a favor by grounding the first pitch to third. And there's one away to start the 11th. That's a huge pick-me-up. We're talking about a starter by trade all year. He's come in some big moments out of the pen. Not used to pitching this frequently. Adjusting on the fly, comes in, gets the first pitch out. Whew. Here's Lorenzo Cain now. He drew the leadoff walk in the ninth, stole the base, and scored the first of the two runs to tie it and take strike one. One good news for Terry
Sit
Collins.
down, leave me.
And for Bartola Colon. Fly ball into the
Stop.
opposite field for Curtis Granderson. 3 pitches and 2 outs for Neese. He knows these guys are going to throw strikes.
Okay.
So if damage is going to be done, it's
Yes,
going to be
ma'am.
done via the hip. You'll take your chances with putting together a multiple hit. But again, each inning that this game is extended, even with the day off tomorrow, it just puts the Mets in a much more difficult position. Here's Eric Hosmer. First pitch is whacked into the opposite field. Conforto on the move, and it's out of play.
thank God.
The Royals still
Don't
have their
talk alone.
closer. They still have their long man.
Nedios. His name is Nedios, not George Bush.
If the Royals do win this one tonight,
Messi who?
you know how these things kind of gain steam as the years pass. There are probably going to be some older fans that compare Eric Hosmer breaking for the plate in the top of the ninth to Enos Slaughter's mad dash in the 46th World Series. The legend will grow.
I don't
The
want you
folklore
to
will rise. There's a base hit, and Hosmer keeps the top of the 11th alive.
So they had to describe that on radio, right?
Yeah. Yeah, back then, sure.
Tremendous instinct. Flat-footed, just taking off and taking his chances. One of the few hits he's gotten without anybody on base.
The second, to be exact. Here's Moustakas now. He singled the lead off the seventh. The Royals' third baseman has driven in a run in 7 of his last 9 games. Just a handful of plate appearances head-to-head here.
See the outfielders real quick on that shot, how deep they are. They do not want anything to get between them. I mean, Granderson is almost at the track. They do not want a double. 2 outs, you'll take the flare, you'll take the ball in front of you.
Moustakas has 7 hits in this World Series, all of them singles. He was really good against left-handed pitching this year. Behind here, 1 and 2.
Well, we might see Hosmer here with 2 strikes, take a chance and guess and maybe try to steal a bag. But it doesn't look like he's in any position to do that.
There goes Hosmer. He gets to second on a ball in the dirt.
He was delaying that. He had gotten his secondary lead and looked at the pitch and took off. So not a straight steal, but with 2 strikes, another heads up pressure moment, and that's going to bring the outfielders for the Mets more in. Watch the little secondary, and then he's taking off. Anything they can get, they will pounce to the Royals.
A full count, 3 and 2.
Bartolo Colon warming up in the pen, trying to get ready quickly.
Colon, the savior.
Right-handed hitter Salvador Perez waits on deck.
2 out, nobody on, no big deal. A hit.
Moustakas into shallow left. Conforto runs it down.
Yes.
We go to the bottom of the 11th. The Mets have the top of the order to try to keep their 2015 season alive.
Got any thumbs?
All right. 2-2, bottom of the 11th.
So anybody who make one inside or whatever you win?
No, anyone who gets a run, whether it's a home run or a run at this point, wins.
What's a home run? When you go run?
Yeah, when you go all the way around from home plate.
So what's a run?
A home run is when you hit the ball out of the park, so no one can catch it, no one can bring it back into play, and they run all the way around all 4 bases.
Suppose you're in all 4 bases without the ball catcher.
If the ball isn't caught and it goes out of the park, that's a home run.
But suppose they catch the ball.
If they catch the ball, it's automatic out.
So what do you mean run?
A run would be if you hit the ball, no one catches it, but it's still in play, and you run to first, second, third base, and you stop there, you're safe. That's what it's called. If someone throws the ball,
So, who you think at this point will
who I think is winning at this point, it's so hard to say.
what the love like? Oh,
Just leave me alone.
It's so hard to say.
It's honestly very hard to say. I don't know what to tell you.
What the love like old ones?
I'm gonna get one more box of Smarties because those are good luck.
It's finished.
What? A book.
Look, if I see no more.
Sorry?
If you see no more.
Don't play with me, pick me. Don't play with me.
Oh, yeah.
Back.
Chance as any for the Mets to try to walk off the Royals and take this series back to Kansas City Tuesday night for a Game 6. Curtis Granderson, David Wright, and Daniel Murphy. And Luke Hochevar will continue. John Neese had to run the gauntlet in the top of the inning. That Hochevar is pressed even farther.
Well, you
Yeah,
keep
that's
flipping the
just
script. Kansas City has the leverage in their part of the order. Put some pressure on, didn't get it done. See if the Mets can.
Curtis Granderson homered to start the bottom of the first. He has since struck out twice, walked, and scored. Both runs belong to Granderson. Oh, and 2.
Come on, Granderson.
At this point, each Mets hitter can't try to win it by themselves. They've still got to stay locked in and do whatever they can to get on base and create pressure for the Royals.
Popped him up. Escobar in shallow center. And there's one away on the 11th.
It'd be nice if somebody popped one out of here, but I still maintain, I thought at the beginning of the game, I thought Daniel Murphy would come up with some kind of big hit after what happened yesterday.
He's going to have his chance. Addison Reed is up in the bullpen. It's pretty amazing that when you consider the big advantage a home team has in extra innings, that the Royals might be better suited for a longer foray into extra frames tonight from a pitching standpoint. They can get length out of Hochevar. They got 3 already out of Kelvin Herrera, his longest career outing. Here's David Wright now.
Well, plus, the Mets had to use their closer, so whatever you got the best closer in the game still available, Wade Davis. You got to feel good about if you take the lead that you're going to hold it.
You mean the best closer in this game or the best closer in the game of baseball right now?
I think you could say in the game of baseball.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, I know that wasn't his primary role, but moving forward for next year for sure, it will be. They lost Holland to Tommy John.
A ball and a strike to David Wright.
I mean, statistically, what he has been able to do is ridiculous. Think about coming into the year in 2014, Wade Davis, 8-11 with a 5.32 as a starter. Since then, 139 innings and a 0.97 ERA, and better than that, a 148 batting average against. Wow.
Saw Danny Duffy and Ryan Madsen up currently. 2-1 to right. Whacked into right.
Stay
field.
out, stay out.
Right at Paulo Orlando for route number 2. Boy, David hit that one on the screws.
He did hit it good. We are
approaching midnight here on Sunday. One of two things are going to happen. The bosses are going to have some angry employees tomorrow morning, or it's going to be a good work day here in New York.
It is technically first day of that work week rather. Here is Daniel Murphy. First pitch in at his hand, popped into the corner and out of play. This is just the 8th World Series game ever to be played in November. Three of those came back in 2001, and that was the year everything was put on hold because of the attacks on 9/11.
He really does look like George Bush.
That guy's beard wasn't that long from the beginning of this game either.
He hasn't sat down all night.
You got me, honestly. He looks like George Bush.
0-1 to Daniel Murphy, and a breaking ball misses away. Not going to Cespedes, but Juan Lagares would be next. Again, Cespedes removed after hurting himself, fouling a ball off his left knee in the 6th inning. He is day to day. 2-1 to Murphy now.
And with that absence, maybe a little bit more careful with Daniel Murphy, knowing that Cespedes is not on deck.
None?
You don't give in
None.
at all to this at bat.
None.
Somewhat pitch around him.
Please.
Wow.
3 balls and a strike.
That more than likely would have been a strike, but Perez was so far on the outside part of the plate that reaching back over didn't get the call. He missed by a lot in that fifth location.
They win the whole series. That's the big playoff game. They win. If the Mets win, retaining, yes. Yeah,
I'm not sure if those guys just happen to be seated next to each other or if they're actually here together.
Yes.
Different
There's only
rooting
one team outside of America. It's us.
3 balls and a strike to Daniel Murphy, 2 out bases
I
empty.
think. That's
Wow.
weird.
Missed by much.
We're the only team that's outside.
Winning run on base with 2 gone.
I think. There's no Asian
Tried the
baseball
back
league
door
or Chinese
cutter.
baseball league or Japanese
That
baseball
was
league.
off the plate.
I couldn't answer that for you.
Yeah.
I'm
Sitting
not
up
the
that
biggest
far
baseball
off
fan, but
was Perez.
boy, am I invested.
Got to get a little bit more on the plate to get that call.
It's the first Mets base runner since the 7th. Kansas City pitching had retired 12 straight. Now Juan Lagares, who has a chance to be the hero after beginning the night on the bench. His first ever outing against Luke Hochevar. And a little check-in for Daniel Murphy.
Lagares has had some pretty good games coming off the bench. Not starting in games and then having some really good at-bats. 14 in the game, of course, was the first one.
No.
A notoriously aggressive hitter. First pitch is in for a strike.
Yeah, they're both blue teams, to be completely honest with you.
The career stolen base
Because
numbers
the
for
Royals
Daniel
cars
Murphy.
are
He stole only 2 bags
gray
this year.
Yeah, blue and gold are.
0-1 pitch is bounced to first. Hosmer makes the play and will go to the 12th inning in Game 5. Still a 2-2 tie.
I don't know how many more of these we can last. That's the real question.
Suppose them put you off till tomorrow when you get.
They can't put it off till tomorrow. They have to keep playing.
Oh.
They have to keep
So
playing.
then
I'm
how
not sure.
they play them now get paid out there.
Yeah, they're gonna get tired, but then it's gonna be a game of who gets tired the most and gives up the most runs or the first run. That's what the game is now. It's an endurance game.
Can be done like 2 years.
What are you doing?
You have one right there.
I'm asking what you're doing.
Yeah, try to eat all that food and go sleep. See, I read the comment to see who win.
No, I'm reading comments on this. It's not over till it's over.
So people actually are watching now?
People are watching and talking right now.
Watching you?
People are watching the game and talking online.
So
They're not watching me. I'm recording because...
So when you're recording, you go straight to the internet?
No, when I'm recording, it's going to my laptop. Then I'm going to put the two videos together.
Make sure that it's not recorded. Can we see that?
It's recording.
Make sure you delete this.
It's not getting deleted.
Jesus Christ. From start.
Not here. No. Every Twix I've eaten has ended up in... Every Twix I've eaten has ended up in a bad...
Well, the Royals furious two-run rally in the top of the ninth inning, sending us to an eventual 12 innings, and who knows, maybe more. This is already a record-setting World Series in a number of regards. Here's another one. It's the first ever World Series to feature two 12-inning games, or games of at least 12 innings. And Addison Reed is going to try to keep the Royals quiet for yet another frame, making his ninth postseason appearance. He's been very good all postseason long, and Reed now has appeared in all 5 World Series games this year.
You gotta eat it now.
Interesting to see what Ned Yost might do if Salvador Perez gets on base. Got a couple speedsters over there. I know he never wants to take out Salvador Perez, but...
Thank you.
First pitch to Perez. This is low.
Give me the strength.
Sal Perez was credited with the RBI when the tying run scored the ninth. There's a flare out to shallow right. That could be trouble, and that's a fair ball. Perez settles in at first with a leadoff base hit.
Now we'll see if Ned is going to pinch run, and he will. So the play is to put in some speed, and now the pressure solely on the New York Mets. Getting that first hitter out is in any situation in the postseason. Dyson's not over there just to create havoc. He's over there to steal second.
So now Alex Gordon, who has seen enough of Addison Reed to know that he hasn't really enjoyed the experience. 0 for 8 career, including hitless in 2 tries against him this year. That is in this World Series. And the cat and mouse game begins quickly with Gerard Dyson.
Yeah, I don't know what Dude is doing, but getting halfway off the base is not exactly the best way to get lucky and pick somebody off.
I didn't hear you. Just leave me alone.
I mean, there's no way to do anything. In case you catch him leading and could possibly get a tag out at first.
I didn't. Slow, please. They didn't touch home plate. They're on first base.
Gerard Dyson stole 26 bags this year. He was caught only 3 times.
Stop.
Well, what this does for Reed is it forces him into the slide step. It takes away from the effectiveness, I think, of getting the hitter out at the plate. These are all things the pitcher has to now think about. Varying the time, paying attention to the runner at first, all while trying to make great pitches.
Ball.
Gordon's in front 2-0.
Wait, so who's pitching now?
Perfect scenario right here for the Royals. You could send the runner, and you could have the hitter swing at the same time.
There goes Dyson. He got a huge jump. Darno's throw down, not even close. Wow. Gerard Dyson's not only fast, his terrific jump made that a no-brainer.
Yeah, 2-0 count. The hitter, in case he gets a bad jump, can help him out and swing, but he saw right away that this was going to be a stolen base. Now, the problem is stealing third comes into play as well.
Go-ahead run in scoring position for Alex Gordon. 3 stolen bases tonight for Kansas City. They're not exactly doing to the Mets what they did to the Oakland A's in last year's wild card game. But they have exploited an element of their game. They have utilized an element, rather, and exploited something with the Mets that's been a problem the last couple of weeks. The Mets have not caught a base stealer since September 30th. Opponents are 10 for their last 10. The 2-1 to Gordon. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Gordon was doing everything he could there to hook that ball. Dyson is making it awfully difficult on Reed, and I think if Darno's coming out to talk to him and varying those looks, this is just predetermined right there to hook that baseball. Reed needs to strike out real bad. Right, real far off third base. Going to make it difficult again if he decides to steal third. Timing of this.
And it's a full count now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitcher due up next. And for Luke Hochevar, Christian Colon waits on deck to make what would be his first plate appearance of the postseason. Go-ahead run in scoring position. Nobody out, top of the 12th. The 2-2 tie. A full count pitch on its way to Alex Gordon.
With the left-hander at the plate, it's less likely that Dyson's going to go to third, because the throw to third is easier for the catcher. And however, if somehow he strikes out here or pops up, more likely with Colon up, a right-handed hitter, tougher for the catcher to throw around.
The 3-2 home. And we'll try it again. Again, Alex Gordon, the longest tenured member of the Royals roster. Got a club option for next year, a player option rather for next year. Speculation is that he might be inclined to explore offers for a longer deal, whether that's ripping it up and staying in Kansas City or moving on. This is what may or may not be his final Royals plate appearance. Sal Perez singled to open the inning. Pinch runner Gerard Dyson stole second on a 2-0 pitch. And now it's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Alex Gordon. On the ground for Duda. And the 3-time All-Star with a productive plate appearance, advancing the go-ahead run to third with 1 away.
Well, with Colon at the plate, not having obviously been up there, the infield in, depending on the count, this really does scream safety squeeze or potential suicide squeeze. So right now, Terry Collins is going to come out and go over the options of what to do here. If you can recognize it in time, you obviously pitch out. But he's so fast at third that it would have to be hit firm, one hop to one of the infielders to throw him out at home.
So Wade Davis is up, thinking optimistically about a run that will give him a save opportunity in the bottom of the inning. And it's going to be up to Christian Colon. Boy, what a way to make your first postseason appearance. On Colon's resume, there is some postseason success. He scored the winning run in the 12th of last year's wild card game against the A's. That was after driving in the tying run with an infield single. However, his last plate appearance in a game came 4 weeks ago.
Well, the play that's so hard to defend is the push bunt to first base. It's a safety squeeze where the runner at third reads the hitter. That puts a lot of pressure on Duda as you see him sneaking in.
And Colon takes a strike.
He's really tempted here from the Mets to throw a pitch out on this pitch just to see, just to figure out, even though it's an 0-1 count.
They appeal, and Colon was unable to check his swing. Now he's behind 0-2.
Slider away. Now I see if he can hit one in the other batter's box. Keep going out there with the slider.
He tries. A ball and 2 strikes.
Good stop by Darno. He'll have to be on his toes. The balls that are in the dirt.
When we go to the bottom of the inning, since Sal Perez was pinch run for, Drew on a catch, and that means Ned Yost is going to be left with 1 bench player. It's not going to bother him if they can get this run across.
Ooh, he hung it. Really got to grind as a pitcher in this scenario. This pitch was way too over the middle of the plate. Colon, if he's thinking the other way, that's a different result. Looks like he was still trying to pull that ball.
A ball and 2 strikes to the pinch hitter. Go-ahead run at third with 1 gone. Into left field, a base hit. And dare I say, the biggest base hit of Christian Colon's career.
It's
3-2 Kansas City.
Well, all kinds of adrenaline just rushed through Davis. I know he's a mild-mannered guy, but he knows he's going to be in the game, so he had plenty of time to wait out and see if his team scored. They scored, and he will resume his normal activity to try and close out a game.
Here's Paulo Orlando now. He takes the strike. Colon fell behind 0-2.
And we've seen this out of Met pitchers not be able to make good enough 2-strike pitches. Over the middle, and the Royals know what looms now.
the count to follow Orlando.
Cannot tell you how many times I have sat and looked at these Royals hitter and go, man, very defensive count, 0-2, 1-2. And then on the other side, because they're aware of what they can do, have not made the pitch needed in those situations. Talk about having the advantage, the pitcher.
Orlando with a bouncer for right. He kicks it. That ball had some funny English on it. Rather Murphy at second base with the trouble with that ball. I'll tell you, that ball had strange, crazy English on it right off the bat. And Daniel Murphy was unable to field it cleanly. Let's see how they view that in the eyes of the official scorer. It's got to be an E4, right?
Yeah, this ball, as you said, was fisted, and then look, it changed a little bit of a direction. I think Daniel Murphy was more concerned on trying to get in position to throw the ball to second. Look how he opens up. He's going to go to second, and unfortunately that ball rides up his glove, and he doesn't get any outs. That's what a second baseman has to do if he's going to throw to second base.
And now it's back to the top of the order. Alcides Escobar. It is an error charged to Daniel Murphy. First and second with a run in, still only one away. And lo and behold, Escobar's got another chance to extend his postseason hitting streak. Escobar has faced Reed plenty over the years, and in particular in this World Series, he's tripled against him. That was back in Game 2 at Kauffman Stadium. 2 balls and no strikes. Bartolo Colon and the left-hander Sean Gilmartin getting hot in a hurry. No, not Bartolo Colon. That was Hansel Robles. 2-1.
Pressure. It's an incredible thing. It's an incredible weapon that Kansas City has applied on most of their teams that they've played. Pressure of the base running, pressure of contact. And as I said earlier, each team could claim they should have beat the Kansas City Royals, but they haven't.
Fastball on the corner, and it's 2-2. Wade Davis has had plenty of time to get hot.
All started with a bloop. A bloop by a catcher who can't run, but then a bench that has a few guys that can. And Dyson came on. It wasn't a matter if. It was just when. Picked on a 2-0 count. Stole easily. And then a ground ball over to third. And a 2-strike hit.
The next 2-2. And Escobar hanging around still.
I still have a hard time putting my head around the fact that a team has to win 11 games to win the World Series unless there's a wild card play-in. Then they got to win 12. Well, Kansas City would have to win 11 games, and 8 of them right now are looking like it's going to come out of their bullpen. 8 wins.
I can't get over the contributions that the Royals roster have made. All 25. Escobar with an extra base hit into the corner in left field. Colon will score. They're going to hold Orlando. An RBI double has made it 4-2 Kansas City.
Crowder. There's a doubt whether or not the next run would score. Capoto gets to it quickly. And now they'll load the bases up.
They will intentionally walk Ben Zobrist to pitch to Lorenzo Cain, and one would suspect that Cain will be Hansel Robles battered. I mean, can you remember a team in your playing or broadcasting career, even as a fan growing up as a young Michigander, that had the amount of giddy up and no quit that the Kansas City Royals of 2015 have shown?
I really can't. Maybe one time you could find that one rally by one team, but this has been like 5, 6. Historic rally in Houston. Houston pretty much celebrating in their mind. I don't care what anyone says. They thought they had that series won.
No doubt.
Up 4 in the 8th. And they lost by 2 or 3. So that's the amazing factor. Then they go up 2 in Game 5 in Kansas City. But the Royals come back and win. And then the signature game for me, against one of the best pitchers, David Price, they come back.
So that's going to be all for Addison Reed.
Is it acceptable?
Pitching change is made with the bases loaded and 1 away, 2 runs in. You know, we've said this before, that last year the wild card comeback against Oakland, it was the only time in Major League history a team had overcome a deficit of at least 4 runs in the 8th inning or later of a postseason elimination game. It had never been done before. So the Royals were the first ever to do that. A year later, they do it again in Game 4 of the division series in Houston. Down by 4, down to their last 6 outs. They come back and win that night, win the next night, and take care of the Astros in 5. They beat Toronto in 6. And if they hold on to win this game, every single win in this World Series for Kansas City more impressive than tonight. I mean, you're down 2-0 in the 9th. Matt Harvey had been unbelievable, superhuman, if you will. They get 2 to tie it, and 2 here in extra innings, perhaps ready to add on.
I'm telling you, David Price got 18 hitters in a row. There wasn't even an inkling that they had a chance. They rally against David Price. Matt Harvey, in a similar fashion, was dominating, talked his way into the 9th, gave up 2 runners, and that's all it took. Just a little crack that Kansas City seizes the moment. You cannot do that if your offense is not predicated and it values contact. You cannot do that if you're striking out 15, 16 times a game, in my opinion.
We started this World Series talking about the Royals' comeback wins, and you made the point prior to Game 1 that you can't just flip a switch and come from behind every night. Apparently that message didn't get down to the Kansas City clubhouse, because they have been able to flip that switch throughout the postseason, and in particular here in this World Series.
Well, that man, Ned Yost, his expression doesn't change much, but in about 3 outs, it may.
I hope. If that doesn't make Ned smile, he's a robot. Here we go. It is Bartolo Colon, not Hansel Robles, but Bartolo Colon. To try to keep this a 2-run game and give the Mets a puncher's chance in the bottom of the 12th. Lorenzo Cain, the batter, with the bases loaded.
I'm just telling you, the amount of respect that people have for Wade Davis speaks in the empty seats. The amount of people who have left in this game speaks to how incredible they feel.
Into the gap in left center field. Kansas City adds on. Lorenzo Cain with a bases clearing RBI double. finally, a 3, 4, or 5 hitter has an extra series. I'll say. How about a 3-run double? 7-2 Royals. Here's Eric Hosmer now. Nobody takes anything for granted. That. We are wrapping up the visiting clubhouse in Bisqueen as we speak.
I'm trying to think who gets the MVP if they are to hold on, more than likely.
That's a great question. Do we get to vote? Let's you and I have our own vote.
Let's do.
Because I think I got my guys. But we do get a vote. How about that? We get an official vote. You and I, Smoltz.
Very nice.
Cast a vote between us. A ball and a strike to count to Eric Hosmer. It just speaks to what a complete team the Royals are when you have a hard time thinking of who that would be. I mean, they're 3 outs away from winning a World Series in 5 games. And there is no clear-cut answer for MVP.
There isn't. Is it possible that you could win 1 game and pitch a complete game and get the MVP? I would think so, but Johnny Cueto's the only starter to get a win.
Some might make a case for Cueto.
Don't think that's going to work out that way.
I think Eric Hosmer is going to get some consideration. I think Salvador Perez is going to get very strong consideration. A bouncer for Daniel Murphy. And that's the second out. This is a Royals team that came so close last year. Tying run at third in the bottom half of the 9th. And Madison Bumgarner was able to hang on. It sounds cliche, but Ned Yost and the Royals talked about how bad that felt and how that feeling never went away through the winter, through the beginning stages of 2015. This is a team that had something to prove on opening day, and they are 3 outs away from proving it. A ball and no strikes to count to Mike Moustakas, who is the 9th Royal to bat in this top of the 12th inning. A ball and a strike to Moustakas. And a fly ball out to left. The Mets need to conjure up the biggest piece of magic perhaps in franchise history. And short of the Bill Buckner play, Wade Davis is going to try to put him to bed.
An educated woman.
Right. Bottom of the 13th. It's now 7-2. All we can do is hope. I don't know how it's heavenly possible to give up 5 runs. But I'm tired of believing. I'm genuinely tired of believing. But that's all you can do. I guess. It's been a long day.
Well, teams to clinch a World Series victory in extra innings. There have been a handful of them. The last four, the 2012 Giants, they did it in one big statement in a sweep over Detroit. The 97 Marlins did it with Charlie Nagy on the mound. I remember Bob Costas' call that night on NBC. Of course, in 92, the Blue Jays over Atlanta. Sorry about that one. And the Twins in 91. What a wild turn of events tonight. And the Royals hope that it will all culminate with Wade Davis shutting down the Mets and hoisting the Commissioner's Trophy in short order. He's been terrific this postseason. I mean, you can't do better than 7 appearances without allowing a run. Here's Lucas Duda. Duda, Darno, and Conforto here, representing the last chance for the Mets, down by 5. But there is so much to review in this game, John. Harvey, brilliant, through 8+. The 2 amazing, unlikely hustle runs that Kansas City scored in the 9th inning to tie it. Terrific relief pitching from Kansas City, all series long, really, in particular tonight. And then the 5-run explosion in the 12th, with guys like Gerard Dyson and Christian Colon contributing. Lorenzo Cain, who had been silent by his own standards. Huge 3-run double that may have just put the final nail in the coffin. Gerard Dyson does not want to miss a moment of what may be happening here in short order. A swing and a miss by Lucas Duda, and the Mets are down to their final 2 outs tonight.
Yeah, there is going to be a lot of forgotten greatness that the Mets have partaken in this year, and really, again, it's almost a theme of we could have. A lot of teams could have said we should have. And really the Mets, if you think about game 1, it all started game 1, 2 outs away. Gordon hits that game-tying home run. They go on to win at 14. Then they come back here, had some opportunities, of course, to certainly send the series back to Kansas City. And they were again 2 outs away.
0-1 the count to Travis d'Arnaud. Some of this historical context is pouring in, and there have been a handful of World Series records set here in the 2015 Fall Classic. Among them, the 5 runs scored by Kansas City in the top of the 12th, the most ever in any extra inning in World Series history.
Saw that shot earlier at the bench. Mondesi Jr. is going to get a ring and never spend 1 day in the big league.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, Raul Mondesi Jr. made his major league debut as a pinch hitter here. Regular season game. And you're right, John, he's going to get a ring. My goodness. Don't tell
Carl Yastrzemski about that. How would you like to? We just got that information. How would you like? Hey, Dad, where's your ring? 1,500 games, you never got a ring.
Raul Mondesi Sr. Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
You know what, Junior? If you're listening right now, you got to give it up to your dad. Give that ring to your dad. You still got chances to get him. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes to Travis d'Arnaud. And the Mets 2015 season is down to its final out. The Royals roster with so many great individual comeback stories on it. It's a Royals roster that was constructed by a general manager, Dayton Moore, who came under fire on a number of occasions for not winning, for trading prospects, for not trading prospects. Not only is this team constructed brilliantly, it has performed exceedingly well. And Michael Conforto is the last piece of business tonight.
Wade Davis is up 5. He's got a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. And he started each hitter off with a breaking ball. He has weapons upon weapons.
0-2. And the Royals are a strike away.
My money is on Gore getting out there the fastest, by the way.
Terrence Gore not on the World Series roster. I mean, that's how balanced, that's how loaded Kansas City is. When a talent like that doesn't even make your roster.
Cueto's trying to get a leg up.
Johnny, don't blow out. You're about to be a free agent. A base hit into the opposite field by Michael Conforto. And the celebration will have to wait. Here's Wilmer Flores. Again, only one Royal was not used tonight, and that was Raul Mondesi Jr. This is a roster-wide position players. A team whose preseason PECOTA prediction read 74 wins and a middle-of-the-pack finish in an AL Central that was supposed to be dominated by the Tigers, contended for by the revamped White Sox. Instead, it was the defending AL champs who took that as something of an insult. They have been the vanguard of the American League all year long, and they're a strike away from saying that they're the best team in baseball.
Oh, trust me, asking Ned about that in spring training, I said, what'd you have to say to your team? He said, nothing. They came in with a chip on their shoulder. They were ready. They were more complete than what they didn't finish last year, and he said he didn't have to say a word.
Well, you have to think about what's going through the minds of a lot of the Royals right now. Edinson Volquez certainly among them. Started game one, threw the ball very well, learned after being removed from the game that his father had passed away, flew back to the Dominican Republic to be with his family, rejoined the team yesterday, 6 terrific innings tonight,
and he is on the verge of becoming a World Series champ.
Wilmer Flores isn't going away without a fight.
Well, if they gave an individual daily or day MVP, I'm giving it to Herrera. He pitched 3 innings in relief to extend this game, to keep it where it was, and gave the Royals an opportunity to come back. He was outstanding out of the pen.
And that's it. The Kansas City Royals are 2015 World Series champions.
Listen,